Welcome to my YouTube channel. So today I'm going to show you how to recharge your refrigerator. So we have a device here. This one is a deep freezer, so it uses R600A. You can see that it's glittering. If you see this kind of frost, that can easily be off like this. It shows that we are out of refrigerant. To show that we have a short of gas inside. So now I have to show you the sticker here at the back. So this is the information which shows us how much refrigerant and the type that we use. So here we use refrigerant type, it's R600A 34 grams. So now I'm going to show you what we need to, the tool that we're going to need to repair to do the freon charging. Okay guys, so firstly we're going to need a star screwdriver, which we're going to remove this panel. Use this star screwdriver. Okay, then secondly we're going to need this tongue. This is what we're going to use to hold this charging valves on a soldering, and also we're going to need this pipe cutter for cutting the pipes, and we're going also to need the gauges. This is the yellow side gauge, and the hoses, 2 hoses, and we're going to need the refrigerant itself. It's R600A, and also this gas can adapter with airbus to connect the hoses to the gas can. And also we're going to need this gas. This is make gas that we use when soldering, and this is the gun which you are going to connect and produce the fire. And we're going also to need this. This is a cigarette lighter we're going to use to light up this torch, and also going to need this charging valve. That is the one which we're going to put. This is we're going to solder to the service valve, to the service pipe of the compressor, which will enable us to connect the gauges to the compressor or to the fridge. And also going to need this. This is flux. It's a paste that we're going to use when soldering silver to copper. And we're going also to need this sandpaper. We're going to use this one to clean the pipes which we're going to solder for preparation. So we're also going to use this compressor right here to pressurize the system, to check for leaks, and also to do the vacuum process. So okay, let's go ahead and remove the panel. Okay guys, so I've managed to remove the panel which encloses the compressor. So now we have to solder this charging valve right here to the service valve of the compressor, to the service valve pipe of the compressor now. So I'll take my torch and remove this pipe, so that I can put this one. So before doing anything, I have to take my sandpaper and clean. It's called preparation. So now I'll have to clean this one, this pipe using, so that we will not have any problem with the soldering. So if you don't clean it, soldering will not touch here. We have a problem because it will just slip off. So now I finished. Yeah, so now we have to go ahead and remove this one, and also we are going to change this we're going to change the filter dryer and replace it with a new one, which is this one. Okay, so every time we recharge a system, we have to make sure that you replace this filter dryer. So right now I'm going to remove this and solder. So now, since we see that there's a something made of plastic material here, we have to find something like this one to put at the back, so that the fire will not damage, the plastic. So we're going to put it like this. Okay. Plastic here on this. So right now we'll go ahead and also clean the surface for this charging valve. You can see that it's a new charging valve. Now we have to remove the valve stick because it's made of plastic. So if we don't remove it, we're going to damage it with heat from soldering. So right now, yes, I've removed it. You can see it. Okay, we've put it where you can see it there, and now we have to put this charging valve inside here like this. Okay, so now we're going to solder. We're going to use our copper rod, which is this one. Okay, so let me make sure that this one is clean enough. Yeah, you can see that it's clean. Okay, so we put it, then we just bend it a little bit. Yes, like that. So now yeah. Okay guys, so I realized that I'm out of gas, so now I've changed and I took a new one. You can see that is still no gas, so now I'm using this one. So now we're continuing to solder this this joint between the charging valve and the service port of the compressor. So now what is okay. Okay guys, so now we are done, so we'll give it time to cool off. So now we'll go ahead and remove this one. So now we have to change the filter dry since we are recharging the system. So now I'm removing this one. So this one, firstly I told you that every time when we solder we need to prepare the surface. So right now, before I cut this capillary, this one is called a capillary tube. So before I cut the capillary tube, I have to clean it as like this. Okay, so now I am cleaning the capillary. Yes, so right now I can go ahead and cut it like this. Okay, so we go to the other end of the capillary. And again, before cutting it, we have to make sure that we clean it. So right now I will go ahead and clean it. So this is where we're going to need the flux. You can see that this one is silver, it's not copper. So we are going to solder copper to zinc. So we need to use that compound which is flux to join the two. Okay guys, so now I think it's clean enough. Then we go ahead and take our pipe cutter. This is our pipe cutter. So we're going to cut this pipe using this cutter. So I'm going to make another video guys to show you each use of these components and how to use them. But this one, you just roll this wheel about the pipe as I'm doing and just making it tight again. That's like this. We'll be cutting it because the wheel which is on this thing will be cutting as we're moving it round. So now go ahead and remove it like this. So now guys, this one is now for scrap. We don't need it anymore. So we take this new one right here and replace it. So this is the new one. You can see this is where we join our capillary tube, and this is where we put the pipe from the condenser. Okay, like this. So guys, we just take it like this. Okay, let's put it like this. Okay, so now we again take our long nose again like this. We need the long nose back so that you can pinch. You can see that the size of this pipe is too open to this one. So now we just take this one and pinch the corner like this. We pinch it like this so that it will not come out. Yes, like this. So we'll try to make this one flat like that one. Then we put this one like this. Okay guys, so now we go ahead and take our soldering. Okay, so as for me, I just prefer to just set my torch like this. Then I open it. So this one is an automatic torch, but it's damaged, so that's why I'm using the gun. You might be saying, oh, what is this guy doing? So that's what I am doing. So go ahead and connect the flip latch boxes. Then I do this. So now we have to join it to the capillary tube. Okay. Open it. Okay, so you can see now that the pipe is closed because we used a sharp cutter. So if you don't have a capillary cutter, you can use your hand instead. You just use your hand, twist it like this until it's broken. You cannot use something sharp like a pitches or a pipe, a pliers. So use your hand instead like this. So you can see the opening over there. So now we join it to the other end of the filter dryer. Okay. To each like this, then we bend it, then we put it to this end. Then this one we don't need what do you call it? Yeah, we might need it again, but it doesn't matter because of soldering copper to copper over there. So right now I'll go ahead and solder this one. So right now I'm joining the dryer to capillary. Okay guys, so now we're done with the soldering. So now we go ahead to do the pressure test, where we're going to see if there is any leakage on our solders. So now we'll go ahead and put this valve stick back into the charging valve. So now I'm putting it back, and now I use this lid to screw it in. You can see that it is like it's U-shaped, so it's so that I can take the in and out the valve stick. So now I'm putting the valve stick back. I'm scrolling it clockwise like this. So now it's firm enough. So now I go ahead and put my hoses. So you can see that a hose is like this. It has two different ports. So now this is the port which have a depressor which opens the valve. So this is where we put to either the compressor or to the compressor of the fridge. Now, so this one is the one for pressure testing that you put on this side of the gauge like this. So even when this one is closed, if you put here, you can still see the pressure for your fridge. So right now I will just put it, you see that now it's at 0. So if I put it here like this, you can see that there's no change. So it means that the pressure outside and inside the system is just equal. So now I'll go ahead and put this one too. So this one is connected to another terminal. So now I go ahead and put like this. So this port which goes down is the one which you connect here, so that you can measure the pressure for this one, for the fridge. So right now I'm going to put this one is the high pressure side and this one is the suction side. So now I'm going to connect to the discharge side since we want to get air into the system. So I will unscrew it like this. I will remove this lid over here and connect this side like this. You just make it hand tight. You don't use a screwdriver. Just enough to use your hand to tighten this. So I think everything now is tight enough. So okay, you can see now this is our gauge. Now I have to open the system. To open the gauge like this. So right now I'll go ahead and switch on our compressor, this one, so that we can put pressure inside there. Oh, sorry. I also have to open the suction side so that we can allow air into this compressor and out to that compressor with pressure. Yeah, so now we can see that is fine. So I have to connect it like this. Okay guys, so now you can see that our pressure is rising. Now it's at close to, now it's 50 psi. So this one measures in psi. You look for these numbers from 0, 20, 40 degrees. So it's measuring the psi. So now we are pressurizing the system. So this whole fridge now is at this pressure. So now it's at 8. So I want to charge it to at least 100 psi. Then you can switch it off and see what is happening. Okay, so now it's at 110. Okay, now it's after 120. So now guys, we switch it off like that. Before I switch off the compressor, you see that I have first shutted off this valve. So now I'll go ahead and do the leak testing. So here is a mix of water and soap. Just safe. So now I'm going to put it on the joints and see if there is any bubbling. If there is any bubbling, it means there is a short. So it will mean that there will be a short. So now you can see that there is no any bubble here. So it means this joint is perfect because there are no any bubbles here. If there was any bubble, it means there is a leakage. So it shows this joint is perfect. Then move on to the next joint. And another thing, we have to note our pressure. And you can see that our pressure right here is at 122. Sorry, 124. This calibration of the smaller units is representing 2 units. So now we go ahead and test this one. You can see this one is perfect. We don't have any leaks here. So now we don't have leaks. So this is the procedure for recharging a refrigerator. So firstly, we've identified that we are out of gas, and now we have put the charging valve. After charging valve, we moved on to, so right now I'm taking back the capillary, the dryer in the capillary tube. So here we're going to use a cable tie to make sure that we tie this one here, and after that, okay, so see guys, you've seen that we don't have any leaks right there. So now we're putting back this one. We're putting back this is it straight enough? Yes, like this. Okay. Okay guys, so now everything is well. We'll go back here. Maybe there is another leg which you could not detect. So it's still at 110. So 124 psi. So now go ahead and take out the pressure into the atmosphere. So I take out the air from the system into the atmosphere. Since we are done, we've seen that we don't have any leaks, any major leaks. Okay, so now you can see now that is still at 124. So now we'll open. Yeah, now you can see that the gauge is at 0 psi. So you see that when we pressurize the system, we put these yellow holes on this discharge pipe. Now we're putting it in the suction pipe so that we take out all the air out of the system. So the gauge, you see our gauge going to -2 inch here. So now I will go ahead and put these holes to the suction so that we're going to suck out of the system the air from from the refrigerator, from the pipe, from everywhere in the fridge. So guys, concentrate. Okay, so now we go ahead and switch on this compressor so that you take out all the air out of the system. So now I'm plugging it again. Yeah, you can see now, if you look at our gauge right there, you can see that it's going to the negative. So just give it at least 20 minutes of running. So for the sake of saving your data and time, we're going to pause, but we'll resume back to show you where our gauge is and everything. So now we'll give it at least 20 minutes to make sure that we take all the air out. Then after that, we'll pressurize. So we'll put the gas into the system. So guys, I just want to give you a recap. So first thing that we did, we removed the pipe from the fridge, which was closing this port right here. So after that, we put the service port. After removing the valve stick, we put this charging valve. So which this one makes us to be able to access or to do any servicing in the system. So after that, we changed also this filter dryer and replaced with a new one, because every time we recharge a system, we need to change this filter dryer. The purpose of this thing is to hold, or it restricts moisture from circulating within the system. So if there is any air remaining inside the system, it will just hold of the air will not pass through it to get into this one, because if it gets here, it will start to freeze and cause a blockage or restriction in the system. So that is what it is for, and also to catch some debris within the system. So guys, that's what we use this one for. So first thing, you put the charging valve, the servicing valve. Then after that, you do the pressurizing system to check for leaks. Now we are doing vacuuming, which is removing air from the system so that we can charge the gas. So right now I pause the video and I continue the video. So thank you guys for watching. Subscribe our video, our channel Karana Electronics, and we are going to make a lot of videos to show you how to recharge the system. So this one we're using R600A, which is flammable gas. That's why you could see when we were soldering, you could see flames coming out of this port. You could see flames coming out of this port right here. Okay guys, so now I'll pause the video and continue it. Thank you. Okay guys, so now 30 minutes have passed. So now we can see that we have a perfect vacuum. So we go ahead and close it like this. Then we remove this pipe like this. Then the computer is still running. I have to switch off the compressor first. Okay, now guys, we have to take this one. Is called a gas can adapter. It's the one that we connect to the can of the gas, like this one. So just screw it in like this. Okay, so now it's in. So now when we start to rotate this one clockwise, as for this one, the gas will start to come out like this. Okay, so now right now we will go ahead. We'll go ahead here. We'll go ahead and so remove this side. Okay, like this, and connect it this end to the gas can adapter like this one. And then after connecting it, and when you feel that it's firm enough, you open, putting it upside down, because you just want vapor to get into the refrigerator, want liquid to get into the see, now the fridge, this fridge is still off, and we have to put gas inside when it's still off. So now I'm putting it upside down like this. Then I will have to open here. Yeah, now it's open. And then I will have to patch the air, because now air is gotten into this pipe. So now I have to patch it up, because I don't want any air in the system. So now look here at the gauge. Now I will open this valve so that I can allow gas to get into the refrigerator through this pipe like this. You can see now gas is getting into the system. Now we close, we'll give it some time to equalize. Now you can see that we have exactly 10 psi in the system. Okay, we open it again. So now we're targeting at least, at most, 2 psi. That's what we need into this refrigerator. Otherwise, if we put anything above 2 psi, we are going to have air condensing here. We're going to have ice on the suction side. So now I open again like this. Okay, and give it some time to equalize. Okay, so right now I will go ahead and connect this refrigerator and switch it on. So now this is the refrigerator, so I'm going to connect it. Wait, so now this fridge is running. You can see now that the pressure is dropping.
Sit down.
Yeah, this side is warm and this side is cold. Okay, let's give it some time to equalize. You can see that it's dropping. So it shows that we're having a full cycle in the system. The gas is circulating as we expect. So now we're going to open and add another one, just a little bit.
Just that a little bit.
Yes. Now we're going to open again. You can hear the gas entering into the system. You can see that our pressure is at exactly 2 psi. So this side, this side is warm and this one is cold. So it shows that it's working fine. Okay. So guys, when your fridge is running like this, you have to come here and touch on the condenser. You can feel that it's warm, so it shows that it's running nicely. This side is warm like this, so it shows that the gas is circulating and the gas is being pumped at a higher pressure. So now, as you can see, we have 2 psi in the system. Yeah, this side is cold and this side is warm. Okay, so guys, basically this is how you charge your refrigerator. So I'll just do a recap again, guys. Thank you guys for watching this video. Thank you guys for subscribing. Please keep sharing, keep liking, keep watching out for more. So guys, first of all, when you are working on a refrigerator which have never been serviced after it was sold, you have to put this service valve. It's called a charging valve, but now we call it a service valve. So now you have also to change this capillary, this filter dry, which connects between the capillary tube and the condenser. You have to change it every time you recharge your system. And also after putting these pods, you have to use a compressor or nitrogen if we have, to pressurize the system so that you can check for leaks on our joints. So now we've seen that we don't have any joints. Then after pressurizing the system using a compressor, you use again the same compressor. When we're pressurizing, we use this discharge pod to pressurize the system. Now we are going to go to another process which is called vacuuming, which is taking air out to create a vacuum in the system. So we use this one. We suck air in because this one is a suction of this compressor. We suck air out of this system. Then after 30 minutes of vacuuming, then we go ahead and charge our system using the respective refrigerant, in this case which is R600A. You can see that it's R600A. Okay guys, so thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing, and keep on watching for more. So right now we're going just to monitor it for some minutes, then we're going to put back the cover, then we are done for the day. Okay guys, so everything is going well now. We've closed the rear of the freezer and we've set it to the maximum, as you can see there. Now that it's maximum, so everything is well now. So guys, thank you so much. This is all that you can do on a deep freezer or in a refrigerator.